welcome to Andy's Audio Crap, where we talk about audio crapness. Today, the crapness is a Technics SL-3. It's a rare bird. All right, I got this turntable off of old eBay. I love these. I have all of the SLs, the linear SLs. That is the Technics brand of linear turntables. Pretty awesome. I've had these before. I've had an SL-3 before, maybe two of them. This is my third, and I promised myself I won't sell this one. I love them. So this is a really cool turntable in the whole turntableness that are turntables. Let's lower it and then hit stop. Stop. You stop. Okay. Now, what's different about this turntable is like absolutely freaking bare bones, right? But in the process of making it bare bones, they actually made a really cool turntable. So on all of the linear turntables, all of the other ones, basically this lower section here is clear, and the upper section is a plastic fantastic, right? It matches the bottom piece, and that looks great until you've seen one of these, which is actually plastic or clear all the way through. You can see here when I lift it, maybe not. Well, okay. Well, you know, the point would be here is that this is actually clear. And you can put anything up here you want. So you could like put your stickers here, or you could actually take off the plastic cover that covers all the mechanisms, and maybe you'll get to see that later on in the video when I work on it. It is really cool. I wish they would have made them all like this. And this one I picked up just was like, man, you know what? I miss it. I wanted a complete collection. This completes the collection. I think there's a 3. I don't know if they made a 1. There's a 3. So maybe I don't have a complete collection. Anyways, there's a 3, a 5, a 6, 7. I don't think there was an 8 and 9. I know there's a 10. And the 10s are like highly desirable. And I don't know why, because like the higher you go in the number, the more crap that can go wrong. This one is pretty straightforward. You don't have any optics. You don't have any kind of selection down here for your track. It's simple, like play, and that's about it. This one was in really good condition. I just I took just a pot shot guess. I did not know what I was getting when I bought it, and I don't think I paid more than a couple of bucks for it. A couple of bucks being like $30 or $40 for it, plus shipping. But like everything from like even these little rubber notches here are in like exceptionally good condition. Usually they're dried out and gnarly. And then the plate, the 45. I know I'm not supposed to touch the record like that. Please don't get on my case. But all right, yeah, so everything is just like awesome sauce. Everything is here. It's just like, oh my gosh, it's so nice. So anyways, let's get into it. Here's the inside. I've already done a lot of work. Let's start with the platter. The platter on this version is fairly well specific to this version. Unfortunately, this one had a I don't know if you can tell, but right there, the old belt had shrunk to it and stuck to it. Removing it is a little tricky because this is aluminum. It's really easy to scar out, and you don't want to scar it, and razors will scar it. But that seems like the best way to do it. Anyways, I don't use razors. I'm going to get to the point here. I use little plastic paint removers, and that works great. There still is residue, so what I use after that is rubbing alcohol, and just keep going. There's andy-crapp's alcoholic stuff. So you just keep going to town on it, just remove more and more and more. And I'll do that. It's still not like perfect, but it's close enough. And then the platter cleaned up really, really well. The platter mat, that is. And again, this one is pretty specific to this version. I don't have a 5 sitting around to see if it cross fits, but I doubt it. The 5s are usually really close to the inside. It does have the spring-loaded 45 mechanism, so there's that greatness. But, all right, so really what I wanted to get to on this video was cleaning these bugs. It's just really tough on any of these linears. You really have to open it up, and you can kind of see in the glare how I've just like layered oil all over it. Prior to layering the oil in it, I had cleaned it all out, and that is really, really tough because this stuff turns into, it's essentially glue by the time you get to it usually, and it's just really hard to get out. But if you use the right process and some patience, first you're going to start out with some alcohol. You're going to get as much alcohol onto the stickiness as possible. You're not trying to get it off. You're just trying to get it onto the stickiness, and then you're going to use a rag to get as much of it off as you can, but don't put a lot of pressure. You're just going to be really easy about it. And then you actually put new oil on it. And so you put new oil on, and then you go about the isopropyl alcohol again. So what that does is the oil blends with it and starts to lift it out, and eventually, after a couple of times of doing that, you're going to have a good, nice, dry surface to work from. So the other thing I like to do is work the oil in while I have it open. So I use just a screwdriver and one of belts, a spare belt that I have sitting around, and I'm going to move this thing up and down several times to make sure that that oil has had a chance to work in. So you'll see here that you don't need a whole lot. And this newer oil here, since it's a synthetic, isn't going to dry and get all sticky, or in theory it won't. I don't know 40 years from now if I'll have this unit to even report on that. But this one is mine. I'm intending to keep it. I really like these. So I just do this 2 or 3 times. Make sure to get some new lubricant. I cleaned this out just a second ago, actually, before I started filming. All right. And I've already tested the motor. It turns. All that's looking good. Tested this motor down here. It turns. Tested the play stop. All that good stuff. So in theory, once I hook the belt up to it, it should take right off. You never know with these. This one in particular, like I had said, is really tough to get parts for. So it better be. You better buy one that has everything, because good luck finding spares. All right, I have it open still, and I wanted to do a short snippet on what these look like when they're functioning and some myths about them. Let's clear some things up. First of all, a lot of people say, hey, these things are 100% accurate because they're reading the record the same way that the record was imprinted, right? And that's not exactly the truth. When this is off, it's on right now, so I can't actually move it. But this actually, no, I can move it. There we go. Tried just a second ago and it wouldn't go. Oh, it's because I was pushing on the top. All right, so anyways, among my incompetency here, I apologize. Look how much that moves. And now, does that, well, it doesn't move that much while it's playing. Well, let's maybe let it go here and turn the volume down. And I'll chat on. So let's go ahead and lay it down here. And You'll see while it's moving here, it's gonna inch over, and it moves about 1 millimeter each time, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but that's amplified through the tone arm. And the tone arm base is way back here. And so it does get off of the groove. It's not perfectly aligned to the groove all the time. It's moving ahead and behind constantly. And so while it doesn't necessarily have the same arc as a traditional tone arm would, it's still not like 100% perfect. Now, there are better ones than this one. I'm not gonna argue that, but fundamentally, I've been in tons and tons and tons of these linear turntables, and they all pretty much work the same. You can look back at one of my first videos that I ever bothered to record and post. It was one of the Yamaha Top B's knees, and that dude still pretty much worked the same way. It's once they figured out how to get this to work, and this mechanism, this assembly or methodology, whatever you want to call it, once they got all of that figured out, they just went through and just rubber stamped it on everything. Now, because of patents and everything, everybody has their different take on it, but it's a variation on the same theme. And that's really all I have to say about that. I love turntables, or linear turntables. I love turntables in general, but I love linear turntables. I have several of them. I think they are awesome sauce. I just love the simplicity, ease of use, and I keep them around. I just do, and I encourage people to take a look at them, and if they think they're cool, go with it, embrace it. It's awesome. They're getting hard to find, honestly. It used to be like every summer I'd be able to pick up a couple dozen of them, and I'm lucky to come across 2 or 3 now every summer. So that aside, go with it. Get one, try it out. Just know that it's not 100% accurate like some people will lead you to believe. All right, that's it. This was an awesome video. I love working on these. They're so cool. If you want one of these, just be prepared to do a little bit of work. The belt for the control up here, the arm that moves around, is always shot. It's always lobed like this. It will need replaced. The belt, this is a belt drive, so that belt will need replaced. And then it is like 9 times out of 10, maybe even 10 times out of 10, that lube that's up in here and the rails and everything is just absolutely shot. It is turned into glue. So you will have your work cut out for you unless you buy one that's working already. Make sure that a tech has worked on it, or somebody that knows what they're doing, is, you know, a hobbyist and has repaired more than one turntable. All right, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Have an awesome day.